Hey Bobby, how are you? I just want to wait till a few more people jump on, and if you don't mind, everybody that's on, I want you all to share this live that I'm getting ready to do. This will probably be a very, very emotional live for me, and I just got some things I want to get off my chest. I got some things I want to say, and I decided I wanted to come and do a live on social media because there's so much going on in the world, and I just wanted to talk. So if you don't mind, hit that share button and just invite some people to this live. But for a few of you that's on this live, most of you may know me. My name is Tiffany. I am a small-time country girl and 36 years old. And for 36 years, or as long as I can remember, rather, I've always wanted to, hey Clifton, I've always seen more in life than my surroundings. And when I say that, that means that, you know, when I was coming up, life was not always easy for me. Life was not always easy for my family. You know, I originally came from Natchez, Mississippi, and when we moved from Natchez, it was because my mom and I, we had went through a lot. We were in a, you know, my mom had went through an abusive relationship. I was sexually molested as a child. I went through a lot. And so we eventually came to Louisiana, and we moved down here with the rest of our family. And through our family support, you know, we've been able to overcome. We went through a lot. And as the years went on, I watched my mom for many, many years. I watched my mom struggle. I watched her struggle to make a living, struggle to make ends meet, struggle to provide. No, nobody's behind me, Marcus. Struggle to provide for me and my sisters and brothers. It's 5 of us, total of 7, but we have 2 that's dead, 5 living. And you know, as time went on, I always told myself, no matter what happens in life, I'm gonna be the one to help bring my mama out of the situation she was in, because I got tired of seeing my mama struggle. I got tired of seeing my mama go from one job to the next job to the next job, and she was still living paycheck to paycheck. We were barely making it, you know, when I was a child. And I always told my mom and told myself, I'm gonna help bring my mama out of the situation that she's in. And you know, when I graduated from high school, you know, I made that first step. Because number one, my mom, she didn't graduate from high school. So when I graduated, she was very proud of me for graduating from high school. You know, I was her firstborn child. Well, I was her second born, but my brother before me, he had passed away. And then when I graduated from high school, you know, I went on to college. I didn't stay in college. I wanted to be like everybody else. I wanted to run the streets. I wanted to do what everybody else do. And I eventually realized that everybody that say they're your friend, they're really not your friends. And so as the years went on, I got married, had children, and I think that's when life really, really started hitting me. That's when reality started to kick in. My son, he's 12 years old, and I have a 5-year-old daughter. And sometimes I sit and I look at my kids, and I always say that, you know what, I don't want my children to have the life that I had when I was coming up. I love my mom with all my heart. My mom, if I told you all my mom's story, hey Monique, if I told you all my mom's story, you wouldn't even believe half of what I went through. You know, half of what I went through. I think I have been through more crap in my life than the average person has ever. ever been through. You know, like I said, when I went to college, it wasn't, at that point in life, it wasn't for me. So, you know, and I kept telling myself, it has to be a better way. I got to do something. I got to do something. And so I went on and I decided I wanted to be a nurse. And nursing school was hard for me. Out of 40 people, when I started, it was 40 people. By the time I graduated, it was 26 of us that graduated. Out of the 26, five of us were black. That was a big accomplishment in my life. Big accomplishment. But then, after I graduated from nursing school, you know, I had some issues going on in my life. And I had to get those issues straightened out, because at first, I couldn't get my nursing license. And I was like, well, God, you know, you didn't bring me this far to go to nursing school to leave me. So I finished getting all that situated, and I had to go before the nursing board in New Orleans. And I can't recall how many people had to go before the nursing board, but I can say out of half of the people that went before the nursing board, there were 2 of us that were approved to take our NCLEX, which was for our nursing license. So yet again, I saw that God had favor on my life once again. Then when I became a nurse, hey Lisa, when I became a nurse, you know, I was like, okay, I'm ready now. I'm ready to provide for my children. I'm ready to make a better life for me and my children. I'm ready. Then, guess what? Life struck me again. Reality kicked in again. Most of you know my story. Most of you don't. People ask me, why do I tell people? Am I ashamed? I'm not ashamed to tell nobody nothing. 2016. 2015. Let's talk about my journey. 2015, I was working, but I was still struggling. And I saw that I wanted to make a better life for me and my children. And I started doing things, and I started trying to make a better life for us. So I started doing income taxes on the side as a side gig, you know. At that point in time, I didn't have a license, but I knew how to do them. I didn't think what I was doing was illegal, you know. At that time, I had all types of friends, all types of friends. Well, guess what? One day, I went to work. I was working for the state. The Attorney General was at my job. He told me he was investigating me. It's like, wow, investigating me. And I remember when he told me that, it was like something just dropped in my stomach. I don't know. I just was like, what am I going to do? You know, I go to prison. What's going to happen to my children? My children were my first thought. My children. It's not even about me. It's about my children. And so, fast forward a little bit to 2016. This guy had been investigating me for quite some time. And I remember it was January, I think like 17th or 18th of 2016. My lawyer called me. He told me, he said, Tiffany, got a warrant for your arrest. I said, okay. I had 30 felonies on me. And when I got arrested, you know, I was like, oh my God. Got arrested. Hey, Miss Carol. Bonded out the next day. But guess who had their head reared into this? The devil. Went to my job the next day like nothing had happened, because it wasn't their business anyway. My personal life was my personal life. Walked into my job. They told me I needed to go to my supervisor's office. Went to my supervisor's office, and when I went to my supervisor's office, she told me, she said, you're under administrative leave until further notice. I asked her what was that for, what it meant. She told me she didn't know, whatever. So then I winded up being on administrative leave for quite some time. I winded up to the point to where they eventually fired me. And, that wasn't enough. I mean, my God, whoever was out to get me was literally out to get me. So anyway, fast forward some. In the process of losing my job, I lost my nursing license. In the process of losing my nursing license, they denied me my unemployment. I had a house note. I had a car note. I had all kinds of bills. I remember I had to go and apply for food stamps. I wasn't ashamed. I had to feed my children. I had to do things that I didn't want to do, but my children was important. I wound up getting my car repossessed. I lost it all. I still had my house, still had my children. Felt like I was losing my mind sometimes. There were some days I was contemplating suicide, but I kept thinking back to that first thought, my children. Who's going to raise my children if I do this? Depression had started coming over me. I cried a lot. I prayed a lot. My God. God brought me through all of that. But at the end of the day, I went to court January of this year. And when I went to court, I walked in the courtroom with 30 felonies. I walked out the courtroom with 0. Don't tell me what God can't do for you, because if he did it for me, he can do it for you. God has always, since I was a child, God has always had favor on my life. Like I said, when I was a child, I was sexually molested for many years. Scared to tell my mama, because the person told me if I tell my mama, he would kill me, kill my family. I didn't want that to happen. So fast forward, I went to nursing school. And when I went to nursing school, like I said, out of 40 people, 26 of us graduated, and out of 26, 5 were black. That was a big accomplishment for me. But then God still showed favor, because guess what? When I got out of nursing school, I went to the state board, I told you, because I had to fight to get my nursing license. I got my nursing license. Out of all the people in that room, only 2 of us was approved to take boards. And guess what? I was one of the 2. That goes to show you, God still had favor on me. Fast forward back to what I'm telling you. I had those 30 felonies. I walked into the courtroom with 30, walked out with 0. God still had favor on me. I went to try to get my nursing license back after I, if y'all don't mind, everybody that's on, please share this, invite people to this, because I really want people to hear this. After I went back to try and get my nursing license back, I found out that they were revoked, meaning I couldn't get them back. It hurt, but I knew I worked hard for them. I knew they belonged to me. I paid for that. But I didn't let it stop me, because I was going back to my first stop. My children, they still needed me. My children needed their mother. So I kept trying, and I kept trying, and I kept trying, and I kept saying, Lord, there has to be a better way. There has to be a better way. And I sat there one day and I thought, I said, Lord, I have something on the inside of me that I've never tapped into. And that was entrepreneurship. I've always wanted to be a business owner. I've always wanted to own my own business. But I knew I didn't have the money, the resources, the credit, or anything to get that. But then in January of 2016, this year, 2017, God began to open doors for me. And I remember I was sitting at church one day, and I read in the Bible, and it said Revelations 3:8. I know God said, I have an open door for you that no man can close. No man can close. And I remember I was on Facebook one day, and this guy, and I love him to death for this, his name is Drew Jordan. He's from Mississippi. I reached out to him. I didn't tell him my story, but I reached out to him, and I said, I'm ready to learn to do what you're doing. And that guy took me under his wing. And that guy has trained me along with a whole lot of other people. I have learned a lot. And at the end of the day, I'm surviving now, and I thank God. All that I lost, that's okay, because I'm getting it all back now. I'm claiming everything that the devil took from me. I'm getting it all back. Ain't no devil in hell gonna be able to stop this Tiffany. Because of what I went through, I've grown so much as an individual. I have so much untapped territory inside of me that I didn't even know I had until I started tapping into it. I started tapping into my greatness, and that greatness came from God. You know, I remember I've always had the desire that I wanted to help people. I love people. I love helping people. And, you know, and I want to apologize to you all. When I put stuff on Facebook, it's not to offend any of you. It's not to hurt any of you. It's because I see things in you that you don't see. I see me inside of some of you. I see, you know, like I said, I watched my mama struggle. I've watched friends struggle. I've had friends that come crying to me because what they're going through, and I never once mentioned any of their problems to anybody because it wasn't their business. But what I want to tell you all that's on this live, and everybody else that's out there, whatever you're going through, don't give up. Trust God and trust the process, because what the devil meant for your bad, God meant it for your good. I stand on Jeremiah 29:11. I don't have plans to hurt nobody. All I want to do is help everybody, because I'm tired of seeing people struggle. You know, people always be like, well, it'll never happen to me. This, and this. Don't say never. I never thought I'd be facing 30 felonies. I never thought I'd lose my nursing license. I never thought I'd lose everything I had. I never thought that. I never thought I was going to be contemplating suicide. I never thought any of that. But I tell you one thing, I had a praying mother. I had a praying family that stood behind me. And when I tell you, I can write a book on my life. You will be amazed at what I've gone through. But I always knew there was a better way. And I decided one day I had to step out on faith. And I had to step into my greatness. You know, a lot of people might say, well, you know, she's just a country girl. I don't care if I'm a country girl. I don't care what I am. I know that I want better out of life. And I want to give others more in life. You can be my worst enemy. And I don't even think I have enemies. But you can be my worst enemy. I still give you the shirt off my back. Because I see something in you that you don't see. I see greatness in you. So, you know, when a lot of you all are reaching out to me for help, because you know, like a lot of you see that I make money on Facebook now. I'm not playing with you. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying all I can, and I rack my brain. And I'm like, why, Lord? Why they can't see what I see? Why they can't let me tap into their greatness so that they can tap into their own greatness? You know, I don't know. Maybe it's not your season. I don't know. But I just know that whatever you're going through, give it to God. Give it to God. Whatever has you stuck in your situation, let it go. Let it go. I took my last and I started a home-based business. And I stepped out on faith, not knowing how or where my next anything was coming from. I could barely pay my bills. But God started opening doors for me. And that greatness started coming out of me. And all I can say is, my God. My God. Today I got a call. I got a call from a company that I have been waiting for months and months and months to work with. And I finally got that call. Because number one, I didn't give up. Number two, I tapped into my greatness. Number three, I knew that I could put anything I wanted. If I wanted it, I could put my mind to it and I can go get it and I can go grab it. God say, reach up and grab your blessings, and that's what I've been doing for these last few weeks, these last few months. I ain't where I want to be yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. And I'm trying to take as many people with me as possible. My thing is, stop being scared. Step out on faith. Step out into your greatness. Tap into your greatness. My pastor always said, you know, everything you need is already on the inside of you. Everything you need is already on the inside of you. Tap into your greatness. Tap into your greatness. Type it in. Tap into your greatness. That's all I want you to do. Tap into it. Whatever you want is there. It's there. It's there. Go get it. Go get it. Grab it. It's there. It's there. Go get it. Go get it. And if you don't know, find out. And if you can't get the answers, allow somebody to help you. Allow somebody to help you to make life better. Make life greater. Greater is coming. Greater is it's there, but you don't even see it. Like I told you, I see stuff in you that you don't see in yourself. Grab it. It's there. Grab it. All I want to say is, I'm Tiffany, this small-time country girl that's trying her best to keep tapping into her greatness, and I'm trying to tap into yours. Allow me to tap into your greatness. Allow me to help you, because you never know when you may wind up like I was. You may not have the same situation. You may not, but one day, you may be sitting there thinking, how in the world did I get to this point in my life? How in the world did I get here? But you know what? You got help out there. You do. You do. You have help out there. You just got to grab it. Just grab it. Just grab it. Just tap into your greatness. That's all I want to say. And with that being said, I just want to say, I'm Tiffany Pope, this small-time country girl that tapped into her greatness. I want to tap into your greatness. I want to help you. I want to help your family. Give you things that you've never had before. Open up your eyes. I want to open up. I'm sorry, it cut off. But I want to open up. I want you to see things that you've never seen before. But with that being said, I'm Tiffany Pope, small time country girl that wants to get out of. I like St. Francisville, but I want to be. I'm ready to move. I'm ready to move into my destiny. I'm ready to move into, when I pray the prayer of Jabez and I tell God, enlarge my territory. I'm ready to be enlarged. I'm ready to move. I'm ready to grow. Tap into your destiny. Tap into your greatness. Tap. Tap. Tap like you never tapped before. Tap. I just want to let all you all know that you can have. Reach for it, and anything you want is yours. With that being said, have a blessed day.